Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be honest with you. If there's anybody here this afternoon who's feeling more nervous, queasy and apprehensive about what lies ahead, it's probably because I've just married Andrew Howard. First of all, I'd like to give thanks to Brownsover Hall, for none of this would have been possible. And I really do mean it when I say that Andrew and Rachel will be forever in their debt. And £4 a pint, I think so will be. I'd also like to echo on what Andy said earlier and say how charming the bridesmaids were. And what a wonderful job they have done today, and to comment on how lovely Rachel is. Before I officially introduce myself, I'd like to say a big well done to Andy. I can't even begin to tell you how nervous he was about his speech today, which is true. In fact, this is the 4th time that he stood up from a warm seat with a piece of paper in his hand. And for those who do not know me, which makes up more than 3/4 of you, I am Nathan, my colleague and close friend of Andrew, whose name for the remainder of this speech, to his more common known name, will be George. I'm very honoured to be standing here today as the best man, much to Rachel's apprehension. To her best choice, I'm sure. But I hope she will see that her now husband made an excellent choice in choosing the best man for the job. I mean, becoming the best man, I was well aware there was 3 important jobs to do. One was to look after the groom, make sure I attended to all his needs. 2, look after the rings. And 3, to have sex with the bridesmaid. Like I briefly mentioned earlier, myself and George were and still are work colleagues, which then evolved into a friendship, both in and outside of the workplace. And it was fair to say that he will agree that he was an extremely quiet and introverted individual when we first met. And it wasn't until years later that he told me, on first impression, he avoided me at all costs. Most of you probably will to the night. Luckily, we got over the first hurdle fairly quickly when I was asked to take him to a dentist appointment from Telford all the way to Dudley, and just the 2 of us in my own personal car, and that's where we hit it off. Since then, we have come a long, long way, one of which becoming work partners side by side for the last 2 years, which has mostly been spent 4 nights a week working in London, where I can officially say that statistically, I have spent more nights alone with George than he has with Rachel. Not sure if that's something to be proud of or not, but it is a fact. I think sharing stories, I know we like to tell stories, but I think sharing stories should be left with Bar, so, or just left between me and you. But working closely with him in and out of the big city has provided us with great memories and experiences. One from casually attending an exciting James Bond premiere outside of the stunning Royal Albert Hall, to fleeing for our lives in East London as we got caught up amongst the London riots. Regarding George and Rachel, sometimes you just get that feeling that 2 people were destined to be together. And I can still remember the day when George, you first told me about Rachel. He said, "Guess what? I've met someone." It's a good start, I thought. I slipped into the van, and I met Rachel, and I'm very excited about her. I was intrigued. What is she like? How will she cope with this man? So you can imagine my relief when I found out that Rachel was a specialist in working with small and often difficult children. I now wish to congratulate George and Rachel on their marriage today. Congratulations. To be honest, in fact, none of you know this, but I've already congratulated George, me and him personally, for this. I said, "George, well done. You will always look back on today as the most exciting and best experience you've ever had." Quite fitting, I thought, outside a strip club after a fantastic But in all seriousness, congratulations to both. And all the best in your new home next year. And also have yourself a great honeymoon in North Wales? No? Oh, sorry, it's just I heard George earlier on talking to a couple of the boys saying that he was going to Bangor for a week. To Rachel, I wanted to wish you all the best in your career. And I know we haven't really met 3 times including today. But if you've got any trouble with the kids, I mean, a couple of boys can come round and sort them out. And to Andy, oh dear Andy, despite your strange obsession for guitars, your bad taste in music, your bold, stubborn and slightly autistic tendencies, you're a great law friend. And since you've met Rachel, your confidence has, risen, and you've been introduced to new experiences along the way. And I truly believe that you'll continue. And like I've always told you, just say yes a bit more and put the most effort in at every opportunity that you will. If everyone can raise their glasses. The bride and groom, Rachel and Andy. And I'll see you on the dance floor, bitches.